Look at that. What's up, folks? I don't think. Oh, there's someone watching. Hey, is that me? It's probably me that's watching. Wow, this is crazy. I have no idea how this works. No idea how this works, but what's up, everybody? Um, this is like messing with my brain. We're just doing a little bit of a election live stream here. Um, once I get this kind of figured out, I'll be looking at some charts. We'll go over some reviews a little bit. Don't really expect anybody to join. Just go over some charts here. I think I'll bring this up on my phone. That way I can keep track of what's happening. And I'll share my live stream with somebody. Sorry, guys. This is not going to be very fun to watch on the rewind, but stick with me here. Uh, gonna look at some charts for us. It's election Tuesday. The S&P futures market is up 1.2%. It's crazy. It's crazy. I'm doing this trading view what's it called? Trading competition. This is all fake money, just so you know. This is all fake money. But I decided, well, I guess I'll just go. I've been in and out of Bitcoin a little bit here in this like trading competition. But I decided, well, going into this election, let me just go full position. They only let you buy 0.25 Bitcoin. So I was like, I'll go full position in Bitcoin. I'll go almost full position short oil. And I actually don't know how much gold I can short, but I'm in something short gold. So it's all adding up a little bit. I think I'm in like, let's see, I think I am in right now, I'm in 1741st. So 61st. So there's probably some people trading. I won't, they're trading this action, this price action in the markets. Um, yeah, I mean, you got the market going up. Sorry, I got these little. What I did was I was analyzing the S&P, and this is actually an worth noting. Um, if you've been watching my videos, you see some of the strategies I use. Actually, this is a good time. I'll try to mention this in other videos too, but um, the you see these like little triangles and stuff. The indicator I use for that, if you're on TradingView, is this R.E.signal V3.3. So you can look that up by going to your indicators here, and I have it favorited. Um, shout out even Lumbery, Ivan Lumbery. Shout out you, a good friend from TradingView that we chat on in a group on TradingView and stuff. I won't share it. Just I don't know if they want their usernames totally shared, in public and whatnot. But at least on YouTube. But um, yeah, markets are moving as to be expected. Okay, cool. I'm the only one here still, so I don't know how many of you guys are going to want to watch this on rewind, but we'll go over some things. Again, you can see how, oops, you can see how the market, it really put in some of this consolidation here. And what I ended up doing, and I'll show you here too, here in a second. But what I ended up doing is I could tell the market was building a consolidated consolidation period here. Um, and unfortunately, it was like, well, on Robinhood, you can't yet trade futures on Robinhood. So, um, I couldn't act on this analysis. But what I did, I noticed that S&P, of course, was putting in a consolidation here, pretty easy to kind of tell. And what I decided to do is, well, let me take the consolidation period from the daily time frame, and then I'll use the 4-hour time frame, so like the next time frame down, to use the signal to draw the analysis target to the downside here. And then actually, I mean, as you can see, it worked really, really well. So that's just taking the daily consolidation time frame here, and then using the 4-hour signal here to say, okay, I guess this trend is kicking off, and the trend did kick off and hit down there, and then it messed around, and then now um, with the election volatility, we're moving up. So pretty interesting. Um, Let me go. I wanted to go over Peloton with y'all. Um, I wanted to make it a YouTube short. Maybe I still will make it a YouTube short. But I know I covered this in another video, and I made some, you know, legitimate. I was forecasting the price there. Hi, other viewer. Thanks for stopping by. uh, but yeah, I mean, Peloton had an awesome move off of earnings. Um, I haven't I haven't labeled where I made my YouTube video, my first YouTube video on Peloton. But I probably somewhere in this area. But Peloton had an awesome move on earnings. Um, so it was great to see and if you watched my Peloton video, I do encourage you to go back and watch that. Um, I did do a forecast to that $7.48 level. And I said, like, with a stock as volatile as Peloton, there is absolutely a chance that something to that upside could play out. I know my chart's a little bit messy, so I do apologize. But again, I'm just trying to do my best analysis I can, and I tend to be able to look through all the different lines and whatever. But yeah, I mean, we drew that analysis based on pretty much this weekly expansion level. In fact, I actually think, didn't I use the 3-day time frame? I did. I used the 3-day time frame. And that's again where it's like you shouldn't be picky on the time frames you use. You should use whatever time frames is going to help give you the best estimation of what could potentially happen. And again, it's not an exact science, but you just want to try to get the best information you can, and then take risk accordingly. And you have to take risk accordingly. You have to manage your own risk, all that jazz. And I'll just tell you how it played out for me. So I think Peloton was about a let's just say 2.7% position in my portfolio. And then when it really went up here, it became 4.4% of my portfolio. I was up about 69%. Nice on my position in general, and so I decided, okay, I'm up to 4.4%. Unfortunately, I sold back down to like a 2.6% position around 785 or so. So of course I wasn't perfect in my sell there. But yeah, so it became like 4.4% of my portfolio, and I was like, well, I'm gonna take the cash here, take some of the cash here because again, first of all, it's a big move. You might want to prepare for a pullback and take some cash off the table, and that allows you, if you wanted to, you could buy more because Peloton did pull back a little bit in here. Um, Again, it remains to be seen how it'll continue performing, but just some of those initial thoughts there. Now, it is interesting. You can see, I believe this probably is about a weekly time frame that I used here to draw. Yeah, pretty much. Um, to draw 2, 3. Yeah, pretty much weekly, maybe the 2 week. I do like to use the 2 week sometime. I'm not gonna lie. You can judge me if you want, but yeah, you see this 2 week signal here. And then I used so you could use the weekly um, consolidation area and then use the 2 week signal to kind of start your analysis and look where Peloton has stopped for now. Look where it got hit. Um, that's right at the doubling of the target drawn from this 2 week consolidation range and um, trend, the 2 week trend. So kind of interesting to see there. I mean, that is spot on. So, better to be lucky than good, right? Again, and these things aren't always work. They don't always work out, but that one's worked out right now. And that's awesome. All right, we got some really big action in Bitcoin, Bitcoin, the only one, the one and only. So that's going pretty well for us. Actually, it was after I think Trump won Ohio. I don't think they've declared that he's won Ohio, and the markets reacted positively to that so far. I don't really know what else has come out because I'm not totally keeping track. I'm just here live streaming with you guys. Um, but I cut like half of the position in Bitcoin, and then I didn't buy the small little dip that happened. Um, and so then it was around 72 something that I just bought back that other half of the position again. And so far it's paying out. So far it's paying out okay. Um, this is decent returns here. I think this would put us at a decent spot in the competition, but we're just gonna hodl. We're gonna hodl. You are competing technically for real money, but you know, overall, it's just a fun competition that Trading View's putting on. Shout out Trading View, and I'm not too concerned about did I make the perfect decisions and stuff. Although I guess I can take a little bit off my Bitcoin position here. I don't know. What do you guys think? You'll have to tell me in hindsight what you think. But hey, why don't we do a little work here on Bitcoin? It looks like it's got a signal here for us, so we can do a little work based off that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, lots of volatility here with the election, which is, I mean, I think anybody in their mom could have seen that coming. Um, that's the way it goes. These political events have volatility associated with them. You really could probably, there's even, well, yeah, see, now we're going down. So maybe I should, I'll take a little profit. I mean, reward yourself a little bit, Reagan. Reward yourself a little bit, RD. Let's take a little bit. Just let's do a little bit. Okay. That gives us realized P&L of that. I wonder where that puts us in the competition. Let's see. Ooh, I guess a lot of other people are doing well with this volatility too. Um, Makes sense. Volatility breeds some traders, breeds some opportunity for trading. So, but yeah, let's kind of keep going with this review a little bit here. So, yeah, I mean, so Bitcoin continues to try to break up and out here. Still no signal on the 2 week there. So we kind of keep going down into the weekly time frame. I mean, you could use this signal and maybe it's kind of hit a signal there. Um, but yeah. Yeah, I mean it's a little bit hard to tell here and I'm under pressure because of the live stream. So but I guess this is interesting. Let's look at this here. There's a 2-day signal now on Bitcoin. Um, so that's kind of a big mode there, but we could do something like that, do something like that. And then we'll take this measurement and then where are we connecting this to? I gotta make different colors and stuff on this because 66,467. Let's just do 66,423 for now. I guess we can. I usually like to have my screen zoomed out a little bit because this is all really big. But I've it seems that having the screen zoomed out is it ruins like the streaming proportions type thing. So yeah, I mean, so that's interesting there. You've got potentially a target at 78,836. Let's zoom down into the daily time frame. So I mean that would be a huge move, obviously. So I mean, not that Bitcoin can't get there because it's freaking Bitcoin. It can do whatever it wants. Um, so, but yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna try to plan to hold a little bit here. My short on oil is performing nicely. That's cool. If you watched one of my other videos in that I made, uh, I talked about oil potentially has this downtrend down to here. Of course, right after I made my video, I think I made my video like literally right in here, basically, and then of course, and I drew this a little bit to show like what could potentially happen. Um, I thought maybe like oil continues to sag into the election, and then as the election happened and as the results kind of came out, that we would get this big rebound in oil here. But obviously, what's happened is oil has done a counter trend move, which I did talk about. Excuse me, I did talk about in my video um, that things can really put in counter trend moves all the way back to here um, before sometimes they come back. Of course, if oil did put in a counter trend move up to here, I would consider this idea to be pretty much invalidated. And so then you're just kind of looking for new trades type of thing. And at that point, you could probably argue and say, oil's got an uptrend from there. And even now, you could say oil has an uptrend, but I do think the kind of overarching direction is down. So I think theoretically, it's gonna you want to look for opportunities where you can go short on oil right now. Obviously, if you were short oil from here, and oil's rallied to here, that's painful. But if you're just looking for intraday trades, um, look for places to go short. You could have like shorted from here or from here, but again, that's intraday trades are tough. But yeah, I mean, so only time will tell how oil fully reacts to the election. Um, I think my theory was if Trump wins, then we'll see oil decline and kind of come back into this downtrend a little more. Um, but only time will tell how that plays out. Take a look back at the markets. I mean, it's interesting when you look at these things from a really short term perspective, like the 5 minute and 3 minute chart. You can really see. I mean, really, the ideal would have been that you were just long all day and then into this evening and stuff. So, yeah, that's kind of your ideal scenario. Uh, but that if you weren't, you sometimes, and again, I know a lot of people. I know one of my friends, Asymmetric Odds. Check him out on YouTube if you haven't. Um, he's just sitting on his hands right now because obviously, again, some of this volatility is pretty intense. And yes, this is a clear picture, but if you aren't really sure or anything, um, the volatility can be pretty tough. So uh, it's better if you're not really sure. Totally no problems with sticking to the sidelines. Now, this interested me quite a lot this evening. 30-year yield over 4% gain tonight. Holy cow. What is going on? I mean, this is one I actually haven't gone over with you guys. And this gets into real like finance stuff, but yeah, this is a huge move for bonds. Huge move for bonds. I don't know the exact metrics of how much you gain or lose with each tick in bonds, but this is a really big move in bonds. The 30-year has a pretty crazy setup. Almost like you think this would be probably the biggest shock to the markets out of almost anything that could happen. The Fed has lowered rates. What do they do? A 0.5% interest rate decrease that when they met last, and they will meet again this Thursday. But theoretically, you decrease interest rates and rates are supposed to go down. Well, the short-term rates have gone down, but the thing is, the long-term rate has been going to the moon um, over the last few weeks. You can see, and that's a brutal move. If you're long these long-term bonds, and you were long the bonds from here. When you're looking at the interest rate, higher rates mean lower bond prices. So again, if you're long bonds from here, then you're like down here, and your money is really getting crushed. Um, so it's kind of interesting. Kind of interesting to see. Um, this would be an insane move if this ended up happening. 30-year to 6.1%. This almost doesn't seem like it could happen, really. And what you might look at is, maybe the 30-year. Again, it's almost impossible to tell. Really, the trend for the 30-year yield is up, you know, in a big way over the long term. Um, and this move is pretty insane. So kind of crazy stuff, huh? Where we got Bitcoin at. Bitcoin leaps to record high as traders lean towards Trump victory. All right, that's interesting. That is interesting indeed. Yeah, if this move to 78, whatever, ends up playing out, that's gonna be wild. I guess again for kicks and giggles, it's Bitcoin after all. This could double the target. There's, there are reasons why it wouldn't. AKA, it's a freaking massive move if it did, but if Bitcoin doubled this target, I mean, that'd be up to 93.5. That would be pretty crazy. Doesn't seem likely, but it is Bitcoin. And by the way, all-time highs. All-time highs for our Bitcoin, our beloved Bitcoin. All-time highs. Can you believe it? Can you believe it? All-time highs for Bitcoin. That is crazy. Just by a thread. Just by a thread. Holy cow. Man, can Bitcoin stay clear? Can Bitcoin just stay clear? Do it for us. Do it for us, Bitcoin. That is crazy. Well, honestly, I think I won't go too much longer for us. If you're watching from behind, new all-time high. Wow. I mean, we'll see how the dust settles. You know, it's not over till it's over. Um, obviously. So we'll see how it settles out. How's my oil trade? My oil trade's doing okay. You know, I'm gonna close my gold here. I'm actually short gold here. Uh, I don't. Yeah, I don't know why. I think I just figured um, traders might dump gold to try to be in some of these other plays like Bitcoin. Um, but it's probably not really worth being in gold in a short gold. If I was in any gold, I would be short gold. That would be what I would want to do. Just again, it's kind of, you flip a coin, you call heads or tails. I'm calling tails in this position, but I'm gonna close it out here. There's no total reason for me to take a risk. Um, I don't think. Again, I mean, there's no setup. Certainly, again, it's just a fun competition. I mean, look at gold. It's like a barcode, same price. So, um, yeah, we might just close this gold position out, and I probably already missed Ethereum. ETH. ETH is another one that you can trade, but yeah, we're just gonna make the executive decision to close gold here. You know what? Let's just put a stop loss. We don't have to close it. Just put a stop loss. Or should this? Let's just do 2000. I don't really want that. 27.75. I don't really want that. Yeah. It's 27.65. Yeah, we can do that. Again, this is fake money, just so everyone is clear. No, I'm just gonna close it. We're gonna stick to our guns. We're gonna close this out. And that's that. So we're still right in Bitcoin. It is coming down here. As the election results kind of get resolved, kind of come in and things come in and stuff. Like the volatility right now has been to the upside, obviously. But as it comes down, or as things come in, as results come in and stuff, I think you could probably expect some resolution to the downside overall. But we'll see. I mean, if things get really insane, like that's a 3 standard deviation on the 150 moving average for the 1 hour time frame. So that would be ridiculous. Wow, we're already way above the 3 standard deviation for the 30-minute 150 time frame. So pretty crazy stuff. But anyway, this is my first live stream I've ever done, and I mean, it's fun for me to just sit here and look at the markets. So, you know, I know I got no music playing. I don't want copyright on my videos, you know? I wanna do my videos without copyright, so, if anyone wants to volunteer their music for free, and no suing for copyright violations, feel free to do that. Um, but yeah, we'll shut this down. Oil short is going okay at the moment. Um, we'll see how things play out overall. Interesting stuff out there. Be careful. Market's a pretty intense place. Thanks for hanging out. See you guys.